What's up guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new Hybrid News Now. That's right, the H&Ns are back and hopefully better than ever. But for the 75,000 plus of you new subscribers that weren't around the last time we did one of these, what are they? In these videos, we'll run down the top stories from around the entertainment world Monday through Friday. From the latest comic book movie news to updates on Pacific Rim, Star Wars, Alien, and more, we've got you covered. Michael's going to be handling the Mondays and Wednesdays. I've got the Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we'll be alternating every other Friday. But without further ado, let's get down to it. In our top stories today, huge news as an R-rated Hellboy reboot is in the works. A Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 villain confirmed to return in the third movie, and a first look at Kylo Ren's personal starfighter from The Last Jedi. But first, we've got to talk about the Hellboy reboot. The news first broke last night from about as high up and official as a source can get. Hellboy's creator himself, Mike Mignola. In a Facebook post, Mignola confirmed personally that an R-rated reboot is in the works, with Neil Marshall, director of films like The Descent and episodes of Game of Thrones like Blackwater, in the director's chair. But who's going to star as our titular hero, the foul-mouthed, cigar-smoking demon Hellboy? Stranger Things chief hopper himself, David K. Harbour. Harbour, in my opinion, definitely looks the part, and from what little I've seen him in Stranger Things Season 1, I think he actually definitely fits the character personality-wise. But before we move on, I've got to address the elephant in the room. It really kind of sucks that Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman won't get the chance to finish out their trilogy. Yes, the writing's been on the wall for a while now, and del Toro himself confirmed a couple of weeks back that a third movie was really unlikely at that point, but honestly, they both really wanted to do it, and personally, I would have really loved to have seen it. So, somber hats off and happy trails to Ron Perlman and GDT. But moving on to our next story, a massive MCU confirmation as it's been revealed that a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 villain will be appearing in the sequel to the sequel. There are spoilers for the movie ahead, so click away if you don't want to know, but if you've seen the movie already, and I assume most of you have, you probably already know who I'm talking about. That's right, Elizabeth Debicki's ruler of the Sovereign, Aisha. When we last saw her in the movie, she was a little unhinged. All of her plans to kill the Guardians had failed, and she was turning to a final plan and a new weapon in Adam Warlock. That, with the confirmation that Warlock would appear in Guardians 3, seemed to all kind of add up to Aisha's return being very, very likely. But now it's official, as Gunn sat down with IGN and confirmed the Sovereign's leader will be back. I absolutely plan on bringing Elizabeth Debicki back. She's actually one of my favorite actors I've ever worked with. I think on this movie, between her, Pom Klementieff, who plays Mantis, and Chris Sullivan, who plays Taserface, they were really three of the best actors I've ever worked with. And that's definitely good news for any of you fans of Aisha out there, but it kind of makes a lot of sense. It's really an obvious choice to bring Aisha back for Guardians 3 when she's behind the creation of this massive character for the MCU that's going to be making his first appearance in the movie. As for what role she'll play in the third one, it seems like it'll be a twist on Warlock's classic origin, with Aisha and the Sovereign taking the place of the scientists who created Adam in the comics. But for more on that, be sure to check out our character bio, linked down in the description. With that piece of shameless self-promotion behind us, in our last story of the day, we've gotten our very first look at Kylo Ren's personal starfighter from Star Wars: The Last Jedi. The image comes to us by way of MakingStarWars.net, who managed to save the picture off Liechtenstein-based toy store Mikado's website before it mysteriously disappeared completely from the site without a trace, seeming to suggest that it is legit and wasn't meant to be revealed yet. And here it is, Kylo Ren's personal starfighter from Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I know, it's a low-res image and it's only from one angle, but there are some design details that I do want to point out. The wings kind of remind me of a TIE Interceptor, but they look longer than the usual Interceptor's wings, while the body, which MakingStarWars.net referred to as pill-shaped in another report, kind of reminds me of Vader's advanced TIE from Episode 4 from the little that we can see here. I am so glad we're going to get to see Kylo piloting his own ship this time instead of that command shuttle from Episode 7 that he was riding around in, and given his, his Vader worship, it kind of makes sense that his own personal fighter would resemble Vader's at least a little bit. For more potentially spoilery Last Jedi details, head on over to MakingStarWars.net for even more information about Kylo, his ship, and especially Snoke in the new movie. Let me know what you thought of all of our stories today in the comment section down below, but that's going to do it for this H&N. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.